Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Preserves. On today's episode, we're going to go through and do our connections to the Studio Live 32SC. If that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned because we're going to go through and set everything up and then power it on and show you what that looks like and how you would accomplish that situation. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. All right. So as you can see, I've got a few things already connected to the back here, and that was because I had to update the firmware. I did that yesterday. I have my laptop sitting right here, as you can see, and I have a little hub that's connected to that, so I can plug the network cat cable, Ethernet cable into that, and then also I have the USB that runs from the back of the presonus on this side right here, and that runs into a USB port on my actual computer on my laptop. So what I've got here is I've got my monitors, and I had a situation that happened yesterday where I plugged this one in, and well, I plugged them both in, and this one right here on this side, you can't really see it in the video, but I turned it on after I had it all hooked up and everything, and I was trying to get the sound to come out, and this one popped, and it was a very low volume. And then we had a power outage, and it shut that speaker off. Well, it shut all my whole system down, and after that, I was getting no volume out of this. So this speaker went trash, and so I ordered up a new set of studio monitors. So our next situation is our kick. And this is basic. I'm just going to run through this. Okay. Let me move around here. Okay, so we've got our overheads, and they run over here into slots 1 and 2, yeah? And then on 3, we have our snare drum. On 4, we have our bass drum. On 5, we have our 8-inch tom. Well, it's actually a 6. And then on 6, we have our 10, 12 floor tom, and then our talkback, which is our Shure SM7B. So now we'll power on our situation. So it's powered on now. It automatically connects to the computer because I got it patched in right here. The computer will automatically recognize it at this point. It takes about 40 or so seconds for it to boot up. And as you can tell, we're getting booted up. This fader automatically moved up to match my last mix that I had. And now that fader moves up to match the last mix I have. And then that will give you that. And now that this is turned on, all right, guys, so it's a couple of days later. Hold on. What's going on is, so I had a power failure in the middle of shooting the video, and so I couldn't go through and show you the next step after we got everything hooked up back here. So, and also, when I turned on my monitors, I had this one was working. I turned on the other one over on this side over here, and it popped, and that was before I had any of this hooked up going into the monitors. I just had set them, and you can tell now that they're actually, I don't have the stands back here. They're actually hung off the wall now. So there's a couple of updates. The speaker that popped was super low volume when I got everything set up, and then the power went out. When the power went out, it went out, and then it came back on really quick, like within like 30 seconds. And then that speaker didn't work at all anymore. So what I did is I went on Amazon. I went on a bunch of sites, and then I went on Amazon and I found these presonus. Let me adjust you up here a little bit so you can see it better. So I got these presonus Aries 5.25s for $89 a piece. They were 55% off. I don't think they're 55% off anymore. I could check if you guys wanted me to leave a link in the description of this video. Go ahead and comment that. I'll leave a link to these monitors. They're actually not bad monitors for what they are. I wasn't planning on spending any money on monitors. I was hoping that my M Audio BX5s would do the job until next year, when I could afford a really nice set of monitors. So anyway, that's to catch you up to speed what's going on with that. And so now that we've got everything hooked up here, I've got my laptop upstairs, so we're not going to go over that. What we are going to go over is, now that I've got all of my overheads and whatnot set up, we're going to go over how to, now that you've got everything set up, we're going to go over how you get everything from hooked up to coming out of your monitors, because it's not as simple as just hooking your stuff up, hooking your monitors up, and turning your master fader up. It's not just that simple. So what you need to do on your next one, let me zoom you in a little bit here, and we'll put you down a little bit, so just a tad, so you can see. All right, so now that you've got everything hooked up, you go through and you, I've got channels 1 and 2 right here linked together with this link button right here. You can see it's all bright yellow, and it's running through my main channel right here. And also this talk button, if I push this, I start coming through the monitors, as you can tell. So for video recording purposes, I'm going to leave this talk button off. I have this, I kind of went through and found out how to do everything kind of off camera. So I'm going to go through and show you how to do everything. So let me push this talk button, get this one off. We'll just go through the camera audio for right now. So anyway, you go through, you make sure your channels are highlighted. As you can tell, my select, let me see if I can zoom you in a little bit more and pan you over a little bit here. Let's get you to the other side. So you can see they show up orange, but these two right here, right there, those two, they're actually lit up red. So you have these selected, and then to get your gain, channel 1 and 2, it should, okay, so now we got these two, they've got the, I don't know why I pushed the network, but these ones, you have to make sure it's on analog for your, these. You can hear me tapping it. It's coming through the mix now. So let's get these back down to just a regular set, and we'll see what, and then set your gain. When you get you don't want to go above negative 12 dBs on your thing. So you can tell that this is picking up my voice now through these speakers, through this up here. So now we've got this level set, yeah? And they're linked. We got 48 volts phantom power going to them. And so now we need to go to our next one, which is going to be our snare drum, which is right here. So you can see it's kind of picking it up right now. And we're gonna select the next track. This one I've gone through and I've selected the colors on it on all my tracks. That's why you can tell there's different colors up here. Otherwise, they'd all be the same color. So now you can see I've got my snare set, and it's going up to negative 12 dB with the hardest hit that I can do. So you have 3 levels right here, but you don't ever want to go. So you don't ever want to go to the 3rd bar on these. Above your faders, you have these indicators, just like you have right here for your level. And so you can go through and you can see it's picking up, you know, pretty well. So, and if I bust this up a little bit, you get more through there. But you want to make sure your gain is set up on this meter so you're not busting through the gain. And then you go through and you select each track, and you do that for each track, yeah? And what I did is I went through and soloed each track, set the gain level for each one. So I'm not going above negative 12 dB on up here. So let me show you right up here. So on this meter here, we're not going above negative 12 dB on any of my mics. So that's going to be it for today's video. On the next video, we're going to show you how to set effects up. Say you want some reverb on your snare, a little bit of reverb on your toms, or whatever, you know, just to make them sound a little bit bigger or whatever. I'm going to show you how to go through that, how to go through and add effects to each individual channel. And with that being said, peace, guys.